Now, without further ado, I'm going to invite Professor Joseph Park and Associate Professor Wang Yichen to start the first presentation on the FASS CHS curriculum and grading system, please.
Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Okay, yeah. My name is Wang Yichen, and together with my co-vice dean, Prof. Joseph Park here, we're going to talk about curriculum and grading system in the next 20 minutes or so, and then followed by Q&A. So first, we'll start with curriculum requirement and also program options. So you're coming to CHS, and CHS is a 4-year direct honor program. What this means is that there's no more 3 years of study without honors program, okay? So you all will be doing 4 years and then get an honors degree. But importantly is that for these 4 years of the study, you will need to fulfill one primary major requirement along with some other course requirement and to fulfill this 160 units requirement in order to graduate. We'll talk a bit more about primary major and also what this 160 units consist of in this slide here. Yeah. So what is this 106 units? What does it include? For most of our courses, most of our courses has 4 units. So 160 units means that you will be taking 40 courses. And among these 40 courses, you'll see the pie chart here that include 3 components. So the blue pie here shows you the common curriculum, which consists of 13 courses. This is everybody all have to do with this common curriculum. And then there's major requirement. So for one major, we have 15 courses to fulfill. So you can see the orange pie chart here shows the 15 courses for your primary major. So if you do the math, 40 minus 13 minus 15, that's 12 left. So within those 12 courses, that's what we refer to as unrestricted elective, or in short as UE. So this is where you can consider to do second major, which is 10 course requirement, or minor, which is 5 course requirement. Sometimes students refer to, oh, I'm doing double major. So if somebody say I'm doing double major, what that means is that they're doing a primary major and also a secondary major. Okay, that's what double major means. But it's not the same as double degree. So for double degree, what it means is that you will need to read one primary major leading to a degree type, such as Bachelor of Social Science, and then another primary major leads to another degree type, such as Bachelor of Arts. So those are different. But we'll have more slides about double major later on, okay? So we'll look at that later. Okay, so what's within this common curriculum? So in the common curriculum, we provide these 3 parts of the training. So first one is common core, and then we also have 5 integrated courses, and also 2 interdisciplinary courses. So these 13 courses, we're providing you foundational essential skills, such as AI, digital literacy, knowing more about Asian, knowing more about social sciences, all these foundational skills, and also provide an introduction to interdisciplinarity for you in this common curriculum. You may notice that in some of the courses, we actually use italic font to highlight that. Now, it's not just for artistic reason, okay? So those italic font, there are 6 of them. So these 6 courses here, the CHS common curriculum also allows you to fulfill university general education requirement. So you see, when we design this, we map it out for you to also match the university common general education requirement. So the university general education requirement are shown as these blue and orange boxes. Includes, for example, cultural connection, Singapore studies. These are universities' general education requirement. So our courses from CHS, like integrated courses, these allow you to map that. What it means is that when you do the CHS common curriculum, you don't need to do it already helps you to fulfill the Singapore, the NUS general education requirement, okay? Now, what about the study plan? Now, this is a sample study plan, okay? Not everybody has to follow, but this is what we recommend. So on this chart here, you see 4 years of the study, and generally one student takes 5 courses a semester. Okay, that's why you see this table here. And you also notice, in these cells, they are color-coded. So the blue cell here, again, corresponds to our earlier common curriculum. There are 13 of them. And then the orange cell here correspond to primary major. Primary major needs 15 courses, right? So that's why there are 15 cells of them. And then the gray cell corresponds to our earlier UE, which is 12 courses of them. So in this table, you also notice that in year 1, 2, you have some of the blue cells like have orange boxes. Now those are what we do the pre-allocation for you. Because these are large courses, we want to make sure every student take it on time, okay? So those orange boxes are allocated for you. So some take-home message here is that, first of all, as I said, there are some pre-allocation. Second is that for the interdisciplinary courses, which is also the common curriculum, we recommend that you take it in perhaps year 3 because you do need the core foundational training earlier. And the third point to take note is that there's also community engagement in this course. Depending on what kind of community engagement course you take, some courses are 1 semester, some courses are 1 year. No, you may want to take it in year 2, semester 1. Okay, so that's why we say, no, this is a sample plan. Yeah, but more importantly is that when you are doing year 1, we pre-allocate the courses for you. You can use this time to think about what other second major and what other minors you're going to take in your subsequent years, okay? You may also be enrolled in some other colleges, like some other programs here. So these colleges and programs have their courses that already fulfill some of the CHS requirement, which is indicated by the checkbox here. But for details, please do check with your program, requirement for more information to get the most direct interaction with that. Yeah. Now, the most exciting part for CHS is that there are multiple pathways to graduate. So it's not just that you can only do 1 primary major. In fact, many of our students are doing 1 primary major plus 1 second major. And this leads to a single degree. You can also use that 12 courses unit space to do 1 minor or 2 minors, because 1 minor is 5 courses, right? So you have 12 units, 12 UE courses space, you can do up to 2 minors. And of course, if you are a bit more aggressive, you want to do 2 primary majors, then that would be pathway 5 here for 2 primary majors from 2 different degree types, then you will be getting double degree. So I've talked about these majors, second majors. So what do FASS offer? Now, within CHS, we offer these 5 broad disciplines, and the yellow highlights, Asian Studies division, Humanities division, these yellow highlights are what offered by FASS. Okay, that's what I will be focusing on, yeah. So Asian Studies, we have these 6 majors, from Chinese language to Southeast Asian Studies. And then Humanities have also another 6 majors here, English literature, philosophy. And then social science, we have 8 majors, anthropology, geography, psychology, okay? These are our primary majors, but the good thing is that they can also be read as second major. So let's say if you're interested in how geography, climate, location shapes economics, then you can do a major in economics and then second major in geography. Right? So this gives you an option. It doesn't mean that you must be all from the same social science. You can do also a major in history and then second major, say, in Japanese study. Okay? So it can be cross-division for that. Now, for minors, that's even more exciting because we have so many minors here. So we have subject minors. We also have language minors, which are very popular among our students, and also multidisciplinary minors. So multidisciplinary minors means that the training are from different disciplines. And we even have like co-host minors with, for example, with Faculty of Science, and also co-host minors with business school. Okay, so it's really a lot for you to think about, especially you using your UE space to do some of the minors here. And if you have friends from other faculty, invite them to do the FASS minors, because see, we have so many choices, right? All right, so Those are primary major, second major, and also minor. The cross-disciplinary program, we also have them, and we have 3 of these. So PPE, BES, and also DSC. You should have already been admitted to this program. For some programs, midstream application is possible, but again, please check the program because there could be grades requirement for midstream application. Now, the last couple of slides, I will be focusing on double degree program. So again, remember I said this is you do one primary major from one degree type, such as Bachelor of Arts, and then another primary major from another degree type, such as Bachelor of Social Science. Okay, so you can do this within and also outside CHS, and I'll give some example. But basically, there are 2 types of double degree program. One is structure, the other is student design. Structure means that we already designed it for you. Student design means you can initiate. Yeah. So for structure DDP, these are examples we have. Mostly are with departmental majors in economics, but we also have with community and new media, CMM, with some other majors from other faculties. For student design DDP, this means what you can initiate. So within CHS, you can do, for example, major in social work, which leads to Bachelor of Science, Social Science, sorry, as your one degree type, and then do life science, and that leads to Bachelor of Science. So you can initiate this for yourself if it is within CHS. Outside CHS is also possible, so we have also given some examples here. But because there could be different combination for it, important thing for you to take note is that it does require an application and approval process. So check out the website. You will have more details about how this application goes. Yeah. So that's the part for curriculum, and I'll over to Prof. Park.
All right. So let's move on to the grading system part. Okay, so for the grading system, so each course that you take, you'll be receiving a grade. And for each grade, there's a grade point. So for example, A and A+, they're both 5 points, and A- is 4.5 points, and so forth, right? And there are some other kind of types of grades you might receive, depending on the condition, which does not have a corresponding grade points, okay? So you can look up online for what these kind of things mean. But these are the primary thing you need to, the thing on the left is what you need to kind of focus on, right? So what grade leads to what grade point? And this is important because this is used for the calculation of your grade point average, or GPA. So GPA is basically how you calculate it is basically you multiply the grade point you receive for the course and the units that are assigned for the course. So for example, it's a 4-unit course or a 2-unit course and so forth. As Professor Wang said, most of the course you'll take will be 4 units, right? So it's 4 times the grade point you received, and you divide that sum by all the total number of units you use to calculate this GPA, right? So that's the GPA, right? So basically, there are also GPA calculators on the NUS website as well, so you can use that as well, right? So the grade point average is important, of course, because it kind of has to do with many kind of really criteria you need to fulfill in order to graduate. So for example, there's a GPA requirement for your continuation and graduation. The graduation requirement is at least 2.0 GPA. And during your course of study, if you go below 2.0, then you will receive a probation. And for another semester, if you fall below 2.0, then you'll be dismissed, right? So these are kind of, because it's important to kind of pay attention to your GPA, right? But of course, the reason why I'm showing you this is not because, not to scare you, because it's very difficult to really get a 2.0 actually, if you are doing all the work that you're supposed to do in course. So do not worry about that, right? But GPA is of course important, right? I guess one important thing that I want to emphasize is what's called the grade-free scheme, otherwise known as the SU option, right? So this scheme was introduced several years ago on the university level with several objectives, basically to facilitate the transformation of mindset towards university education, right? So in your secondary education, you might have been kind of had a lot of pressure to get good grades and those kind of things, right? So, but on the university level, you don't want to focus on your grades per se, but your learning experience itself, right? And also, because of these important grades that the people have, there's a lot of stress that students experience when they join the university because of their grades and the competition with other students and those kind of things. And we also want students to learn their university education to explore many different topics and many different fields beyond their major as well. So in order to alleviate these kind of anxiety and stress that the grade point average might cause for students, the university introduced this grade-free scheme, which basically consists of what's called the SU option, right? So the general point about the SU option is that students will given a certain number of units for which they can exercise the SU option during their first 2 semesters. So most students, this is 32 units. And if this is not fully utilized, then they can still utilize the SU option for up to 12 units for the subsequent semesters. So basically what the SU option means is that once you receive your grades, if your grade is, if you're not satisfied with not happy with the grade you received, you can exercise the SU option. And if it's anything, if the grade you received is a D or above, it will convert it to a S grade, right? And what that means is that the grade point you receive for that will not be factored into your GPA computation. So for example, if you received a C for the course, normally that would drag your GPA down because it's receives lower points, right? But if you exercise the SU option and you receive an S grade instead, you will be considered to pass that course. However, that C grade will not be reflected in your GPA calculation, and therefore it will not drag your GPA down, right? Okay, if your grade you received is lower than a D grade, so for example, if it's basically F, for instance, then in that case, it will not be factored into GPA calculation as well. However, in this case, you'll be not considered to have been passed the course, so you will not receive credit for this course, and if it's a required course that you need to take for your degree requirement, then you will need to retake that course, right? But the point is, it will not be factored into your GPA calculation, and therefore it will not drag your GPA down, right? So that's what the SU option means, right? Basically, it allows you to kind of remove from your GPA calculation courses for which you have not scored well, okay? And you cannot exercise this for any course you take, but these are several courses apply, right? So all level 1,000 courses and all 2,000 level courses, which does not have any prerequisite, right? And all CLS language courses. So if you take a language course for the Center of Language Studies, then it applies for all level of courses, right? So this also means that there are certain courses you cannot apply the SU option for, right? So again, the reverse is all 2,000 level courses, which has a prerequisite, right? And all courses of 3,000 level and above, right? And also, for example, if you dropped the course beyond the drop deadline and you received the F as a result of that, then that you cannot use the SU option. And if you conducted some academic dishonesty, and therefore you received a lower grade because of that, then you cannot also exercise the SU option, right? So there are some limitations for the SU option, but nonetheless it's quite powerful, right? Because you're given like at least up to 8 courses for which you can exercise this SU option, right? So also when you do this declaration of the SU option, right? When do you exercise this option? So there's 2 points of time where you can do this. One is immediately after the release of the semester's exam results. So there's a 3-day window from which you can exercise the SU option, right? And another option, that's the end of the academic year, right? So typically at the end of semester 2, right? Again, there's a window of 3 days for which you can exercise the SU option for the courses you have taken in the academic year, right? So because this window is kind of small and your choice is irrevocable, right? You need to really pay attention to this application window and make a clear decision and then exercise the SU option for if you do intend to use it, okay? So one thing I want to emphasize again is the purpose of this SU option. So the purpose of the SU option is not to say that, not to tell you that, oh, your GPA is so important, anything that is not an A must be obliterated from your transcript. That's not the point, right? For example, a B grade is actually not a bad grade, right? It means that you're doing well, right? But some people think that, okay, since I have this SU option, I must exercise it to remove everything that's not an A, right? But that's not the point, right? The point is to not, not have you so bogged down by the GPA, so that you can explore courses or topics that you haven't studied before without worrying about what happens if I don't do this well, right? And also, it doesn't mean that because you have this SU option, you can take some of the courses and then not put any effort because you can use the SU option at the end, right? So I would strongly advise against that, right? That would be like throwing away your education without opening the wrapping paper, right? So please use this SU option as simply as a safety net, right? Not as something that you should kind of strategically use to kind of maximize your points. Of course, since there's an option available, please do use it, right? But my point is, don't worry too much about your GPA throughout your education. Focus on your experience of learning throughout the whole your 4 years, okay? Okay, so that's the grade scheme. And then a few other reminders about kind of important points to keep in mind. First of all, explain the 100 units kind of requirements for graduation. But there's one limit on that, which is the limit of the number of level 1,000 courses you can take, right? So there's a limit of 60 units of level 1,000 courses that you might take, right? So for example, if you fill in all your UE space with 1,000 level courses, that wouldn't work because not all would be counted towards your graduation requirements, right? So if you take 1,000 level courses in excess of 60 units, those courses that go beyond the 60 units will not be counted towards your units that you require for graduation, right? So that means that you need to fill that up with other courses, right? So there's something you need to consider when you kind of sign up for the courses. And there's also what's called a normal candidature period. So this is the kind of a length of time that MOE considers for what's normal period, that normal time length that people need to fulfill their degree requirements. For most of the people who are doing a single degree program with 160 units, that normal candidature period is 8 semesters or 4 years. But if you're doing a double degree with double honors, for instance, that'll be extended to 10 semesters or 5 years, right? It's important to keep this in mind and try to finish within this normal candidacy period, because if you go beyond this normal candidacy period, then you will need to pay partial non-subsidized fees, right? Because MOE will consider that you're going beyond what you need, the normal time you need for your education, and therefore you will pay non-subsidized fees, and your fees will gradually go up, right? So this is something you should bear in mind when you sign up for your courses, right? And also finally, I wanted to say a few words about the academic culture at FASS and NUS that you need to kind of really bear in mind, right? So first is independence. The students are really responsible for their own learning, right? So you're university students now, you should really take independent kind of ownership of your own education, right? So simply, rather than telling what your teachers tell you to do, you should really take charge of your education and really think about what kind of things you're interested in, what kind of things you want to learn, and what do you want to do in your future, right? And take new courses that you haven't experienced before, try different majors, different minors, and so forth, and explore and actively make use of your time at the NUS, right? And the second one is respect, right? So throughout your university education, you'll come into contact with people from many different social and cultural backgrounds from you. And engaging with them and learning from them is also a part of your education and not just content of what you learn in class, right? So please, this element of respect is something that we very strongly emphasize. And finally, the point about integrity, right? Students must exercise academic honesty and abide by the university regulations. So NUS takes a very strict view against things like cheating, plagiarism, or misconduct. So we need to have really high standards of academic integrity. Okay. All right. So that's all points that we want to kind of briefly share. So we'll have a few moments for a Q and answer. So you can scan this QR code. There will be a space where you can upload your questions of the talks that we had right now. On the left-hand side, we also kind of list a link to a FAQ for questions that are commonly asked at these orientation talks. So that's another resource you can turn to. And then we also listed here the email for FASS student inquiries, right? So if there are any questions that are not answered here, you can feel free to write to this email anytime, and we'll try to provide answers for your questions, right? So please kind of type in your questions at the QR code. We don't have a lot of time, so we probably won't be able to answer all of the questions, But we're having this resource for you for the FAQ and kind of email for your queries. Okay, so please type up your questions. Okay, so let me try to answer some of the questions. So when to declare majors or minors? So that is during the academic plan declaration exercise during the beginning of the semester. So the time for the academic declaration period is when? The date, specific dates?
July, right? 16 July.
Yeah.
12 p.m. 16 July.
So until 16 July, right? So the academic plan declaration for this semester, for example, deadline is 16 July. Okay. So at the beginning of every semester, you'll be invited to take part in the academic plan declaration, right? So basically, you go online to this site, and then you click on what primary major you intend to study, right? And then if you choose also, if you want to do a second major and minor, you also click on that as well, right? In the next semester, at the beginning of next semester, you'll ask to do that again, right? And you would continue to do that up till the beginning of your 5th semester, right? So, and if you want to change to a different major or minor, you can also do that in your next period, right? So that academic plan declaration period is when you choose and declare your major or minor, etc. Right?
Just to add on what Prof. Park mentioned, so you can declare that, and if you know what minor, second major you're going to do declare that early because it gives you higher priority to read the compulsory or the core courses for that. Okay, although for minors you can read the courses and then declare later. Okay, but we do encourage you to declare your second major, minor early using these APD time period. Yeah.
There's another person who said that I put in my major as undeclared during registration part 1, but now I want to declare a major before course registration, but I can't. What do I do? Yes, it's also the same thing. So you go to the APD system and do the update of your major. Okay. There's one question that has a lot of upvotes about double degrees. So I have heard from sources who wish to remain anonymous that double degree takers are few and far between, and very few remain at the end as most drop out. How true is this? I don't think this is true. It's true that there's a kind of relatively smaller number of people who do double degrees, but it's not necessarily the case that they drop out, right? I mean, it does mean kind of a little bit more work. As I said earlier, so double degree means that you might need to take one more semester at maybe even an additional year, right? But that's within your normal candidacy period, right? So as long as you kind of plan accordingly, then there's really no more difficulty.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think this is the same as all other studies, right? If you plan and then you put in your effort, you do your best, the dropout thing, I don't think we hear many cases about that. Yeah. If it's course registration related, we do have another immediate session about course registration. Okay, so if there are questions like that, we'll leave it later for that. Which one? Okay, so for pre-allocation courses, those are common curriculum that I mentioned. So I think the tutorials will also be pre-allocated. No, sorry, correction. We pre-allocate the lecture for you, but tutorial there is still the tutorial registration for you that you have to do yourself. Okay, so that's the part that you will tutorial part. Yeah. Double counting, that depends. So for minor programs, you can double count up to 8 units, which is equivalent to 2 courses. So you may have be doing one major that has overlapping courses with your minor program that you can double count up to 2 courses for minor program, okay? Or some minor program may be, overlap with some other common curriculum, then you may double count that. But for second major, I believe you can actually double count up to 16 units for that. But this varies, okay? It also depends on what primary major you take, what second major you take, and also what minor program you take. Okay, so it's not like, oh, you just decide. The program website can also show you what courses are included in the minor, and you can see if there's overlapping with your major. Then that possibly can be double counted.
So another question is, what is the difference between the 1,000, 2,000 or more courses? Does a higher level indicate higher difficulty? So it doesn't necessarily mean the higher level courses are more difficult in terms of difficulty or the course demand, right? But it's kind of more of a kind of idea of progression, right? So for example, if in the major courses, the 1,000 level course will typically there'll be a course called the Gateway course, which kind of introduces to the kind of fundamentals of the core program, the major, right? And then as you move to the 2,000 level, 3,000 level, you'll lead into the more specific level kind of topics, more deeper level topics that you're moving into, right? So in that sense, it'll be more advanced, but not necessarily kind of more heavier difficulty in terms of the workload or those kind of things. Yes. Okay, one question is, can I drop one of the pre-allocated common modules in year 1 semester 1 first to take something else? And understand I will have to bid for the module again next time.
No, we plan it for you, so you cannot just drop it because those are important foundational courses for you to take, right? Those are 1,000 level courses, and it's actually better to clear it as early as possible so that you can progress to take other levels of courses. Okay, so don't drop it because those pre-allocate for you. Yeah.
Okay, just maybe one more question. It has to do with the SU option. So as a polytechnic student, I understand that we have the option to graduate earlier, 3.5 years instead of 4. Does this mean our limit for SU is 12 instead of 32 in year 1? Or how does it work? It's a smaller course, right? I think it was 20 units or so, right? Yeah, so the limit, the SU option, the total units you can use for poly students is slightly smaller. I think it's 20 units or something. If you look at the FAQ there will be information in there, right? So because poly students, you have some experience that is reflected in your advanced placement credits. Therefore, the SU option space is a little bit smaller. Yeah. Okay, so because of time, I think we'll have to move on. But we'll point you to these kind of resources again to look up some other unanswered questions. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Park and Prof. Wang. We hope that you now have a better idea of the CHS curriculum and the grading system. Moving on from that, we'd like to invite Dr. Adeline Lim, who's going to explain to you more about the course registration system on EduRec. Dr. Lim.
Morning, everyone. I'm Adeline Lim. I'm one of the assistant deans of undergraduate studies. So something very exciting that you'll be doing before every semester is course registration. So I'm going to provide you with an overview of the NUS course registration system. Okay, is this the same QR code as before? Okay, yeah. So I anticipate that you have some questions. So if they come up as I go along the presentation, please post them online and we'll try our best to address them at the end. Okay, so just to quickly recap, the CHS Common Curriculum is part of your degree requirement for all CHS students. It encompasses the Common Core courses, the integrated courses, and interdisciplinary courses. Okay, so these are your Common Core courses. Okay, these are your integrated courses. Okay, so the majority of which you'll be completing in years 1 and 2. And then, as you heard earlier, in years 3 and 4, you choose 2 interdisciplinary courses from a range of over 30 courses. Okay, so in year 1, okay, there is minimal course registration, okay, because many courses will be pre-allocated to you. Okay, so this is the list of courses, the integrated courses, 1 data literacy course, 1 design thinking course, and 1 writing course, okay, and then your gateway course, which is based on your declared first major. Okay, so these will be pre-allocated to you. Okay, so in semester 1, 2 of the integrated courses will be pre-allocated to you in semester 1, and then the other 2 in semester 2. Okay, and then in semester 1, either the data literacy course or the design thinking course will be pre-allocated to you, and you undertake the other one in semester 2. Okay, and then the writing course will be pre-allocated to you in either semester 1 or 2. Okay, although some of you may have to take ES 1000 and ES 1103, okay, before you can take the writing course. Okay, the gateway course to your declared first major will also be pre-allocated to you, but this is based on your academic plan declaration submission. Oops, sorry. Okay, so some things to note about pre-allocation. Okay, some of you, majority of you will be pre-allocated either the design thinking or the data literacy course in semester 1 or 2. The exception is some students in special programs, like those of you in NUS college or those of you in certain double degree programs. Okay, if you want to read a more advanced course for the data literacy course, okay, you need to request to drop the pre-allocated GA 1000 and select the advanced course via CourseReg. Okay, so you can find more information in that link. Okay, and then something to note about the gateway courses. Okay, so gateway courses are the prerequisites to higher level courses that you need to fulfill your primary major, your second major, or your minor. Okay, so gateway courses are pre-allocated in semester 1. Okay, if the gateway course is oversubscribed, there will be random balloting, and some of you will be pre-allocated the gateway course in semester 2. Okay, but you will be able to take it either in semester 1 or 2. Okay, pre-allocation is only for students who have declared a primary major via the academic plan declaration. Okay, and you do that before 16 July 12 noon. Okay, if for whatever reason you miss that, okay, you can still select the gateway course, but you do that during course registration. Okay, but again, that is subject to the student enrollment. So if the course is oversubscribed, you can select it again in semester 2. Okay, but you will be able to take it either in semester 1 or 2. Okay, so we have been mentioning the academic plan declaration. There's the academic plan declaration and there's the academic plan application. These are two different things. Okay, so the academic plan declaration is for you to declare primary major, open second majors, and open minors. Okay, this takes place before course registration every semester. Okay, and then you have the academic plan application. Okay, this is for you to apply for restricted majors and restricted minors. The majority are actually from other schools and faculties. Okay, so for example, you want to do a minor from the School of Business or the School of Computing. Okay, you need to apply for it. Okay, this takes place during reading week every semester. Okay, so the teaching, the teaching semester is 13 weeks. Okay, reading week is the week after week 13. Okay, and it's also the week before your exam period. Okay, so that's when you apply for the restricted second majors and restricted minors. Okay, so this is the timeline of events. Okay, the academic plan declaration exercise is from 14 July to 18 August. But remember, you need to declare your first major before 16 July in order for the gateway course to be pre-allocated to you. Okay, and then you see the round of the selection of courses. Okay, so for those of you who miss the declaring your first major, this is where you can select your gateway course. Okay, during the first 3 rounds. Okay, so this academic plan declaration selection of courses, this takes place before the semester begins. Okay, when you select your tutorials, round 1 and round 2, you can see on the slides, that is week 1. Okay, and then if for whatever reason you missed that, you can still do that during the add SWOT period. Okay, that is week 2. Okay, so please take note of that. Okay, so you heard earlier you need to complete your academic plan declaration every semester. Okay, and this is important for you to participate in CourseReg. Okay, you can change your preferences during the academic plan declaration. Okay, but you can't change once you have submitted it. Okay, you can only change, you have to wait until the next semester when you do it again. Okay. Okay, so if you go to my EduRec, okay, oh, sorry. It's gone. Let me see. Okay, so if you go to my EduRec, if you can see on top, that's what you see. You click on academics, and that will bring you to what you see at the bottom, okay, where you can click on academic plan declaration. Okay, so and then that's the link to the step-by-step guide to the academic plan declaration. Okay, after your academic plan declaration, we recommend that you simulate your timetable using NUS mods. Okay, so that's the link to NUS mods. It has all the course descriptions. Okay, it also encompasses all the different course components, when are the days, the times, and the venues. Okay, so and it's important for you to it allows you to plan your timetables. Okay, because when you register for a course, you need to be registered in all the components of the course, the lectures, the tutorials, or the labs. Okay, and it's important for you to simulate your timetable, because timetable and examination clashes are not supported, okay, by the university. Okay, so so for example, if you cannot enroll in a course where the two examinations are on the same day and the same time, okay, CourseReg will not allow you to do so. Okay, as you progress, okay, in your university, you might come across a course where the lecture is recorded, and you think, oh, I don't have to attend the lecture, I can listen to the lecture later, and I can enroll in a tutorial at the same time. Okay, CourseReg will not allow you to do so. Okay, so please simulate your timetable to ensure that you can physically attend all classes, lectures, tutorials, labs. All right? Okay, so the workload policy, the minimum workload is 18 units per semester. Okay, so that's about 4+ courses. Okay, freshmen are allowed a workload of only 23 units in the first semester. That's about 5+ courses. Okay, the exception are students in double degree programs, concurrent degree programs, and US college or the special program in science. Okay, so you can do a maximum of 27 units. That's about 6 courses. Okay, so that's the link to the workload information. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, you will not be selecting many courses in year 1, okay, because many of them will be pre-allocated to you, but you need to select the tutorials or the labs, okay, because many of the pre-allocated courses are large classes, okay, with many different tutorials or labs, okay. So please remember, declare your major by 16 July, 12 noon, in order for your gateway course to be pre-allocated to you, okay. If you miss that for whatever reason, you can still declare your major by 20th July, and then you select your gateway course on CourseReg. Okay, so the course registration. Okay, so I've talked about the academic plan declaration. Okay, please take this time to know your degree requirements. Okay, and I've also talked about simulating your timetable. So now we are looking at course registration. Okay, so when you go on the CourseReg website, there are different types of functions. I will speak briefly about all of it, beginning with selecting courses. Okay, so there's a priority score, okay, when you select your courses, and this is based on program requirements, student seniority, and rank preference. Okay, so this is what we mean by program requirements. I give you some time to look at it. Okay, and of course, students who are graduating will be given more priority. Okay, and you also be given a priority if you give rank 1 to a course that you are registering for. Okay, and of course there are times when students have the same priority and the course is oversubscribed. Okay, so what happens then? Okay, then we then consider students who have not attained minimum workload, students' home faculty is course host faculty, course feedback points, course planning exercise points, and random balloting. Okay, so your home faculty is the faculty of your primary major. Okay, so if you declare your first major as Chinese studies or philosophy or anthropology, so your home faculty is the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Okay, course feedback points. Okay, so this is not applicable to you right now, but it will kick in after semester 1. Okay, so at the end of every semester, you will be asked to evaluate the courses that you have taken. Okay, it's not compulsory, but it's highly encouraged, and then you will get some points when you participate in student evaluation of the courses. And then those points will be used in your course registration in the next semester. Okay, there's also a course planning exercise. Again, this is not compulsory, okay, but we highly recommend that you do it. So before every semester, there's a course planning exercise which is supposed to encourage you to think about your academic plan declaration and simulating your timetable. Okay, so you get some points when you participate in the course planning exercise, and then you can use that for course registration. All right, let's see if you are paying attention. Okay, we have, okay, 2 students, Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift. Okay, Lady Gaga is a history major. Taylor Swift is a sociology major with a second major in history. Okay, both are in year 2. Okay, both have selected a history course and they have given it rank 2 as their preference. Who is more likely to be allocated the course? Anyone? Yes? Yes, thank you. Okay, because if you're first major in history, you'll be given more priority as someone who has a second major in history. Okay, you can see that here. Okay, we have Blackpink, okay, who is a life sciences major and a second major in psychology. Okay, and then we have BTS, who's a social work major and a second major in psychology. Okay, both are in year 2. Okay, they have both selected a psychology course. Okay, and they have ranked it 1. Who is more likely to be allocated the course? Wow, the army is very strong in the room. Yes, it's BTS because their home faculty is also the course host faculty because they are doing a social work major and they want to enroll in a course in psychology. Both belong to arts and social sciences. Of course, this is based on the assumption that they have both fulfilled their minimum workload. Okay, so this is what you saw earlier. Okay, so remember the 3 rounds to select courses. This is not so much applicable to you right now. Okay, although if you miss the academic plan declaration submission, you can then declare your gateway course after that, and then you select your course through the 3 rounds. Okay, so as you progress, this is just something for you to take note. Round 1 is protected, is for you to select courses to fulfill your program requirements. Okay, so for example, to fulfill your primary major. And then rounds 2 and 3 are generally open rounds. Okay, so this is the link to the CourseReg, guide to CourseReg, okay, how to use it. Okay, so some things to note, okay, when you go on CourseReg, okay, so let's say you're interested in CS 2040, okay, you can see they will tell you the vacancy, and they will also tell you the number of students who have already successfully registered into the course. Okay, so if there are 0 vacancies, you will not be able to select the course. All right. Okay, and then so some of you may be concerned, or I won't be able to be allocated the courses. My first preference, you can add reserve classes. Okay. You can see over there, okay, you can add up to 2 backup options. Okay, so tutorial registration. Okay, so as you heard earlier, many of the courses will be pre-allocated to you, but you need to register for your tutorials because many of them are big classes. Okay, so this is the timeline. Okay, round 1 and round 2 are in weeks 1. Okay, and then add drop swap is in week 2. Okay. Okay, so before you select your tutorials, you have to make sure that you have successfully been registered in the course. Okay, either successfully pre-allocated to you or you're successfully registered for your gateway course. Okay, so you can see this is a process. Okay, you decide classes you want up to 20. You rank the classes in order of importance. Okay. If the classes are not oversubscribed, you'll be allocated all the classes. If they're oversubscribed, you will go into random balloting. Okay? Okay, so please take note how you rank your tutorials. Please rank them across the number of courses that you're taking. Okay? Do not rank by the number of tutorials for each course. Okay? So this is to ensure that you get a tutorial for every course that you are enrolled in. Okay? Okay, so what happens if you miss rounds 1 and 2, okay, for whatever reason, okay? In week 2, there's an add swap period, okay? So this is time for you to, again, you can try to select a tutorial then, okay? But you have to make sure there's vacancies in the class, okay? You can also post a swap request if you want, if, the tutorial that you have been allocated, you cannot make the day or the time, okay? If you cannot secure a tutorial in week 2, okay, during the add swap period, please submit an appeal via CourseReg. Okay, there will be times when a tutorial group is cancelled. Okay, this is often when there's very low demand for the courses. Okay, and it's not practical for us to run that many tutorials. So you might encounter tutorial groups being cancelled, you'll be notified, and there will be alternative arrangements to be made. Okay, so please keep in mind that you cannot find a suitable tutorial group. Okay, I mentioned earlier where, timetable clashes are not allowed. You need to drop the course. Okay, so please be prepared for that. Okay. Okay, the exception are the common core courses and the integrated courses because, again, they are part of your degree requirement. Okay, so how do you check that you have registered in the classes? Okay, you can you go to view my classes in CourseReg and you'll see that. So that's where you know for sure that you are successfully registered in the courses. Okay, so you will often see, this will often be reflected the day after the round, the round 1, round 2, 1, 3. Okay. Okay, so you can drop a course you're enrolled in as long as the remaining units meet the minimum workload requirement. What is the minimum workload requirement? 18, yes, okay. So once you drop a course, okay, all course components will be dropped, your lectures, tutorials, your labs, okay. But please keep in mind, if you only drop the tutorial, you are still considered enrolled in the course, okay. So please decide carefully, okay? Also, there is a W grade period and there's a F grade period, okay? What is that? Okay, so W meaning withdraw and a F meaning fail, okay? So the W grade period starts on the 25th of August, okay? This is week 3, okay? So if you drop your course from week 3 to recess week, okay, on your transcript, there will be a W grade. Okay, you cannot SU this course, but your GPA is not affected. Okay, if you drop a course during the F grade period, which starts on 29 September, this is week 7 after your recess week. Okay, you will see an F grade on your transcript. You cannot SU this course, but your GPA will be affected. Okay, so please keep this in mind. All right. Okay, so if for whatever reason, you couldn't drop the course earlier, please write to your home faculty for assistance. Okay. Okay, so there's an appeal process if you aren't able to select your courses. Okay, you have to submit your appeals via CourseReg. Okay, select the correct appeal type, and I know this is very stressful time. Okay, but do not submit duplicate appeals. All right. Okay, so these are some appeal types that you will see on CourseReg. So you select the correct one. Okay, so if you have not secured a tutorial slot during the AD/SWOT period, please quickly submit an appeal, okay, to ensure that you can be successfully enrolled in all the course components, okay. If not, you have to quickly drop the course before the W period or the F grade period sets in, okay. Okay, so everything that I've discussed, you can find out more information through these links, okay. And then, and if you have any questions, you can either find it on this website, or call these numbers or email these email addresses, okay. Okay, I'm going to see if there are any questions. Oh, can you post it?
Do you want to post the questions?
Oh, yeah. Okay. What's the earliest and latest time that the tutorial or lecture can start and? Do you mean like what time the tutorials and lectures start? If that's what you mean, I think the earliest class is 8 a.m. Okay, the latest class is 6 p.m. If that's what you mean, okay? Okay. The double degree program?
The double degree program, you have to go through application process, okay? So go through application process first, and you cannot do it in your first semester because it needs to see your previous grades before you can apply, okay?
If I select my course on a later date as compared to those selected earlier, does the early bird have an advantage? I think you mean by I assume you are talking about the academic plan declaration. Yes, you declare your first primary major during the academic plan declaration. The gateway course will be pre-allocated to you, okay? So in that sense, you have an advantage, okay? But I mentioned earlier, if you miss that for whatever reason, you can still select the course, okay? It's just that you have to select it during CourseReg, okay? And it will be dependent on the student enrollment at that point, okay? How do I tell tutorial timings? I think you can look at NUS mods, okay? It has all the tutorial timings of the different courses. Okay, yeah, so you can declare your primary major, your second major, and your minor during the academic plan declaration. This is for you to be pre-allocated the gateway course, okay? This is just for pre-allocation of the gateway course. You can still do that after if you miss the 16 July course. It's just that you have to select it during CourseReg, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so if I declare my primary major during registration, does that mean the course is pre-assigned to me? So no need to do by myself on CourseReg. Yes, the course will be pre-allocated to you, but you need to select the tutorials during week 1, okay? What's the difference between restricted and open minors? Okay, so open minors are for all students. Restricted minors, as I mentioned earlier, most of them come from other schools, okay? Like the School of Business, School of Computing, okay? So they need to give priority to their own students first. That's why they are restricted minors, okay? And then you apply during reading week, yeah? If you want to read a restricted second major or minor. Oh, you want to see the correct and incorrect tutorial slides. Okay, I'll just show that to you and then we'll move on, okay? Okay, someone requested for this. You can take a photo and then I'll pass the time to the next person.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Dr. Lim. Coming right up next, we have two talks. So one of them is about career preparation, so internship and career guidance opportunities available here. The second talk is about student exchange opportunities. So we'd like to invite Ms. Wang Wai from the career preparation team to share a bit more about these opportunities, please. And after that, on student exchange opportunities, we will have Associate Professor Seng Tuan Hui to share more with you. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Wai. I'm from the FASS Dean's Office Graduate Employability Team. So for the next 15 minutes, I will be presenting a mandatory career preparation program that all CHS students would have to go through from year 1 to year 4. So because it is mandatory, so I just need your understanding. Just give me 15 minutes of your concentration and time for me to go through so that you know what to expect while you're studying in NUS, okay? So I'm sure all of you will know by now the job market is getting increasingly competitive and complex, okay? And having a degree alone isn't enough. As such, we have actually put in place a career preparation program known as the Career Compass Series. It is actually a very carefully designed 4-year career development initiative exclusive for CHS students. So you can think it as a roadmap that you will go through over your 4 years in NUS, and hopefully by the end of it, you are able to craft a very compelling portfolio, to complement your degree while you're studying in NUS. Okay, so I will quickly run through some of the details with you later on, but basically, as shown in this slide, it is something formalized. It is systematic that will run you through over the 4 years to help you with the career preparation. It is mandatory, and we will pre-allocate the cost to you year after year, from year 1 to year 4. So it is not something that you need to register in CourseReg. It will be pre-allocated to you as long as you have done your degree declaration, okay? So in the course of engaging and helping students with a career preparation, we often come through a point whereby we will hear this common feedback or comments from them. I wish I had started earlier. Okay? Many of the students would naturally solely focus on their academic study to get perfect GPA, thinking that career preparation can wait. I can wait till the last year of my studies, 2 months before I graduate or even after I graduate to start thinking about my career, what I wanted to do upon graduation. But at the point in time, especially in your final year, many of them would realize that first, they have a limited resume, or should I say a resume with limited experience. They are facing very fierce competition from their peers who are well prepared. And when I'm talking about peers, I'm not talking about people sitting beside you. I'm not talking about your peers from the other local universities. I'm talking about our peers globally. Because Singapore is a global market. We don't just hire from local university students. We hire globally. And bear in mind, we have a lot of Singaporeans studying in the US, UK, and whatnot. And they are all coming back to Singapore to fight the same job as you. Now, that is a competition you have to beware of. That is the reality. Okay? And that explains why we put this in place. And with this, we hope that by the end of the 4th year, you have a very good resume. Okay? You have built a very strong industry network through all the engagement interactions that you had with employers, recruiters, alumni. You know what you want to look for in a very natural, gradual, progressive manner, not rushed. And at the end of the day, you have a very strong portfolio that stands out among the rest. Okay? You have read the latest Straits Times article on the 6th of July, right? If not, go and read it. And you will know what I'm talking about. So, let me go into the details. We will allocate one course each year. The course itself is you can do it with, throughout the whole academic year. It's a one-year program. And you will be graded CSCU, completed satisfactory or completed non-satisfactory at the end of the day. It won't affect your GPA, by the way, okay, for CSCU's course. And what is unique about this course is that it's not your normal curriculum. You don't have a standard curriculum to follow through in from week 1 to week 13, but rather we will highlight a series of activities that will help you in your career preparation journey. And these activities are very diverse to meet the different needs, the different career aspiration of our students. Bearing in mind that FASS, we are very diverse, okay? So once you've completed the activities, you'll be allocated a set of points, and the moment you have fulfilled the minimum set of points, you are deemed to have successfully completed the course for that academic year. So for those who are in year 1 right now, you'll be allocated HS 1401A sometime by end July. Okay? As I said again, you don't have to register for it. It will be automatically pre-allocated to you. And then subsequently, year 2, year 3, year 4, the higher modules will be allocated to you progressively. Okay? Now, I'm just giving you a flavor of what kind of activities I'm talking about. This is just an example. For the second year students in particular, we have a rare experience, courses, activities, workshops that you can participate in order to earn the points. And if you find that, oh, this set of activities are a lot, very overwhelming, I do not know how to choose, I need some guidance, we have also put in place what we call bundles, okay, to help with the selection. It is not compulsory for you to follow the bundles. I can see each bundle actually helps to focus on different aspects, depending on where you think you need to improve or what are some of the areas you need to strengthen, okay? So if you are not familiar, you're not sure, you can use this bundle as a reference to help you with the selection. Okay, you don't have to follow it, but it can help you with the selection. You can use it as a reference, you know, to determine what kind of activities you would like to participate for that particular year. And then with that, it will also help you to gain the minimum set of points in order to so-called get your pass grade for this particular course, okay? So the full range of, you can see the full range of activities on Canvas, whereby you will be able to get the details once the course has been allocated to you, okay? So this is just a sample. On top of that, I also had to highlight some of these activities may change from year to year because we cannot assume the same activity or the same workshop will be available in a particular academic year, okay? So what you see here may not eventually be some of the activities that you may expect in the coming AY. So the best is log on to Canvas to get the full updated list, okay? So how does it work? So for year 1, we will focus a little bit more on building a solid foundation. And that's where we will strongly suggest all of you to take the CFG, the Center for Future Ready Graduates, a foundational career course, Career Catalyst CFG 1002. Okay? You will receive an email from CFG to ask you whether if you're keen to register for this. It's not compulsory, but if you do this course and complete it, you will get 2 units, CSCU, and you will automatically pass your HS 1401A. 1 activity, pass HS 1401A. Very straightforward. Okay, we make it as seamless as possible for you, at least in your year 1. Now, once you go into year 2, that's where hopefully by then you have a better sensing of your career aspiration, what you're interested in, and that's where you can start to seek industry exposure insights and also enhance your communication skills. which is something very important, right? Communications has always been one of the top soft skills that employers are looking for from year to year. And once you're in year 3, that's where we will encourage you to start seeking internships. Okay, in fact, as early as year 2, if you can, that would be the best. If you couldn't, by year 3, you should try your best to get internships. Internships is not compulsory for most of the majors, except for social work and CNN, only communication and new media. But for the rest of you, they are optional. But I guess by now you will know that it is important to get internships. And the 3rd year will be very critical, because if you do well in your internships in your 3rd year, there's always a possibility that it may be converted to a full-time role by the time you go to the 4th year by some of the organizations. It's something rather common among a lot of the MNCs and the banks to do conversions in their 3rd year. And of course, some of you may also start going for exchange programs in your 3rd year as well. As such, you need to start to plan carefully, because you may not have the opportunity or the leisure to do both an internship and exchange at the same time. So some of these you may have to think beforehand and plan carefully so that you can have the best of both worlds. And then by the time you go to the 4th year, that's where you will focus on the career job search strategies, on how you can systematically start your job hunting process, okay? And for whatever skill sets that you think are still lacking, that will be the final year that you need to really start attending some of the workshops to strengthen your profile, okay? So that you can confidently, navigate the very complex corporate world upon graduation. Now, what you need to do is to look out for an email that my colleague will be sending out to you, which I will introduce later, with regards to the peer allocation from end July. Okay, so do look out for the email and also check Canvas carefully. Okay, it's pre-allocated, no registration is required via CourseReg for that. And we wanted to emphasize this point is that by doing Career Compass, it's not just about, going through the motion on complete a set of activities to get the point and get it done with and totally forget about it. Okay? It is also a way to help you to reflect and think about exactly what you want to do. Because all of you, every individual is unique. Okay? We cannot have a one-size-fits-all approach to help you with your career preparation journey. So it is important to start with yourself and ask yourself what you want and what you are looking for. I know things may change, that's perfectly fine. But start to start thinking about it as early as year 1. So hopefully by the end of year 4, you're not so stressed, you're a little bit more confident, you have the tenacity and the resilience to face whatever challenges that you may be facing ahead. Okay? And we are a rather small team in FASS. As I said, I'm Wai myself, and I have 2 other colleagues. Regina, she's away today, and she's handling the FASS internship programs as well as the FASS mentorship program. So you will hear from her eventually when you start publicizing the internship and mentorship program information to all of you. So don't delete her email. And the second person that you shouldn't delete her email will be my colleague Beatrice. Where are you? Yeah. Okay, please remember her name. Please remember her face. Never delete her email because she will be the course coordinator for the Career Compass series. She will be the one who send you updates, information. She will be the one who will send reminders and chase after you if you did not fulfill your minimum set of points, okay, for that matter. So please give her your full support. And finally, I also want to introduce the FASS career advisors, okay? For all FASS students, you will be allocated a career advisors depending on what major you are in, okay? And this career advisors will follow you throughout your 4 years, okay? And they will be the one who you will reach out to if you need any career preparation advice. So they are behind you. They are behind you. We have Lucien. He's waving his hand. We have Raymond. We don't have Jolene, right? Do we have Jolene? Oh, yes, we have Jolene. Sorry, I can't see you. We have Nicholas without his beer. We have Kam Hong. Yes. And Rebecca. Oh, okay, she's not here today. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 of them who will follow you throughout your career preparation journey. So we strongly encourage you to reach out to them. Please bother them as much as you could. Okay, yeah. Make appointments with them, seek advice from them. You know, if you encounter any issue or challenges along the way with regards to your career planning. Okay, they'll be there to help you. Their office is just beside mine, so we are all located at 4th floor of the AS7 building, by the way. Okay, so do take note of them. Don't worry, they will be sending you emails to introduce themselves to you. So once you receive their emails, again, please don't delete them. You know, keep their contacts with you. Even if you don't need to reach out to them right now, you may need to reach out to them sometime along the way. Okay, so please get contact with you so that you know who to reach out to. Okay, so Beatrice again, you can take a snapshot of her pictures and her contact details. And if you need more information about the Career Compass, you can click the QR code. And if you need more details about the career resources available in FASS, here's the QR code as well. Okay? Sorry, what's the next step? Are we going to the... Okay, Ken, sorry. Okay, so thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation, and then we'll move on to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Tuan Hui. I'm the Vice Dean of International Relations at the Dean's Office. So what my division do is to manage the study abroad programs within the faculty. So we have, when I say study abroad programs, these are overseas programs, but there are also some local programs which you study outside NUS. Okay, so the main part of my presentation, I want to talk about 4 kinds of programs: student exchange overseas, student exchange local, summer winter programs, and finally fast-track summer school. So let me begin with the student exchange overseas, which is the main thing that I really want to talk about. Okay, so as a student in FASS, you will have the opportunity to do like student exchange overseas or locally. Basically, what this entails usually is 1 semester. Sometimes students may do 2 semesters. And it starts in your 4th semester at NUS. It can be 4th to 7th, and that's the usual situation. And we have partnerships in many countries. I will show you the partnerships soon. Basically, the student exchange program allows you the opportunity to complete some of your major and non-major requirements at the partner university. You do not need to pay tuition fees, so you just go there and you continue to pay NUS fees. Of course, like the living expenses and other expenses that you incur, it will come from your own pocket. Okay, so these are the locations of our partner universities. So you can see that we have quite a number of partners in North America, in Europe, in East Asia, and actually some places in West Asia, and also Australia and New Zealand. Okay. So above, I have listed some of the universities who are our partner universities. These are the more popular ones. In general, Canada is especially popular, Scandinavia is especially popular, and UK is also especially popular. And then there are like some university here and there that are popular. So we cannot guarantee that everyone goes to the university of your first choice. So you get to pick your partner universities you apply. We cannot guarantee that you'll get your first choice. In fact, most of you won't, because a lot of you, your first choice will overlap. So, so most of you won't get your first choice, but what we can say is that if you are flexible with your location choice, everyone gets to go for overseas exchange as long as you are, if you are willing to try it out in different places. And all these universities are places that we trust that we can send our students there. They are safe. It provides a good experience, and then we really encourage you to be open-minded when it comes to applying and try out different places. Okay, so preparation. First, you have to decide where you want to apply to. Consider non-traditional locations such as Southeast Asia, Asia, continental Europe. So we see, for instance, Scandinavia is super popular, but some places in continental Europe, there are slots here and there that you can apply to. For instance, Germany, France. Usually in our partner universities, they will have enough English taught courses for you to enroll in. But to live in certain countries, it will actually be very helpful if you can speak some local, you can have some basic level of the local language. So it could be helpful if you do certain courses taught at our CLS. Okay. And then it's useful to do some research on the partner universities that you're applying to, understand, given your major, the place that you go to, right? What are the courses that might interest you? That would actually help you in writing your application as well. And finally, be flexible in your choices of courses at the partner university. So as I said, there should be, in most places, there should be enough English taught courses for you to take, but you have to show some flexibility as well, because the program in the partner university is not catered for Singapore students. So we have to adapt to different places and the requirements in the different places. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, some places are super popular. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, to some extent, Scandinavian countries. What we see is that often we don't get enough interest in Southeast Asia and to some extent East Asia. So here, if I could just call your attention to this map, right? If you try to look at the world and you try to draw a circle, the smallest circle, such that there are more people staying inside that circle than outside that circle. Okay, so this is what that circle will more or less look like. So as you can see, we are, I don't know how to turn this. Yeah, sorry. Singapore is just a bit south of the center of the circle, and we are in that region. So we would really like to encourage you, when you do your student exchange, to consider doing student exchange in Southeast Asian countries especially, and also in East Asia or Asia, other parts of Asia. And the reason is because this is the place that the economy is growing relatively fast. We're talking about 5 to 8%, as opposed to 1 to 2% in developed countries. This is where, if you build a good understanding of these countries, you have a good network there, it could actually be useful for you in the future. So we understand that some of you would still, because you have only one exchange opportunity, you really want to travel far. So what we offer here to you, right, is this 1+1 suite deal, that if you would like to apply to Southeast Asia or China to do your student exchange, you can actually apply again to do another student exchange where, like for some partner universities that you have identified that you're interested to go to, and vice versa. So for instance, you have somehow been chosen to do a student exchange, let's say in the UK, and then next year you really would like to do another student exchange. Feel free to apply again if that country that you are, or that partner university that you're applying to is in Southeast Asia or in China. Okay, so no Korea, because Korea is super popular because of K-pop. So this is what we have for you, 1+1 video, okay? For local student exchange, it's the same duration like that you apply to like 4th semester to 7th semester. You can apply to NTU, SMU, SUTD, and SUSS. So people, I know you're excited, but let me just finish this, and then you can ask your questions, okay? For local exchange, you can do your major, minors, major, non-major requirements at the partner university, while also taking a course, at least one course at NUS. So you would still need to do at least one course at NUS to do local exchange. Okay, selection criteria. So as I said, right, if you are flexible with location, typically you always get something. So if you don't get the partner universities that you have chosen, we will offer you something else. But there's a selection process, and selection criteria is as such: 50% based on your GPA, 30% based on seniority. And that's because we want to make sure that everyone has at least one chance to do student exchange in in the duration that you are at NUS. So if you are like closing to leaving NUS, graduating, then we want to give you priority. And finally, 20% personal statement. You have to write a short personal statement, and then I won't read this. This is available online as well. But basically, you should write and tell us the reasons why you want to go to a certain location, a certain university, to do your student exchange. So as I mentioned, selection process really is to get you, to help you to get into the partner university that you really want to go to. If you are flexible with location, typically you will get something. Okay? Fine. Okay, so let me move on to summer-winter programs. So besides student exchange, right, another opportunity that you have at NUS, or like as a student at NUS, is to actually do summer or winter programs. And when we say summer-winter programs, it's like May to July for summer, winter would be December. But of course, in the southern hemisphere, it's reverse. So you can actually do courses during your term, during your semester breaks. And these courses, right, you can either source from the Global Relation Office, the GRO, or it can be self-sourced. So majority of these summer-winter programs, they are fee-paying programs. So you have to pay the fees. Of course, like arrange your flight there, accommodation, and so on and so forth. What you can do after completing these programs is that you can transfer up to 10 units for summer and 5 units for winter with fee waiver. Okay. And of course, you can also have that option that you do not want to transfer your credits. So if you do not want to transfer, just let us know after you have gone to like your summer-winter programs. Okay, so that would be all for summer-winter programs. Finally, the summer school, Fast Track. In fact, Fast Track is ongoing at the moment. So our faculty runs a summer school during this time of the year, the first 3 weeks of July. And basically, we have international students from all over the world to do the summer school. And we have courses NUS taught by NUS instructors, or most of them at least NUS instructors. And these courses are specially selected or curated, right, to make sure that there are no GPA or course prerequisites. And that's because we have a lot of international students. We want to make sure that like there's a good percentage of international students in every course. So for that reason, there is no course requisites GPA. And as a NUS student, as a FASS student, you can actually enroll yourself in these courses as well. You can take up to 2 NUS coded courses. If you would like, right, you can SU those courses. Typically, these courses are popular courses in FASS, small class size, and then many of these courses will actually have a local field trip component. So you get to travel somewhere outside the classroom. That's I would say a very different learning experience at NUS, even though these courses are taught at NUS, because your classmates are different, the whole learning experience is different. So we would encourage you to consider like taking courses for the summer school as well. So there are other programs, overseas program run by other units in NUS that is like not directly run by us. So for instance, you can also look online, Google for this NUS Overseas Colleges, NOC, whereby you can actually do internship with startups in some selected cities and countries outside Singapore. So for instance, in the US, in Japan, in Malaysia, in China, in like some Scandinavian countries as well, so on and so forth. There's actually quite a long list of destinations that you can actually select. And then the other one would be what we call STEER, study trips for engagement and enrichment. So along the way, you may receive emails, or for some of the courses that you enroll to, there is a STEER component. But basically, these are like courses or programs run by halls with a local field trip, with a field trip component, that you go to some overseas countries, whereby you may have some like courses that you take, but you also visit, for instance, companies, industries, right, to get some industrial exposure. So that's all for my presentation. So I just like to introduce my colleague, Ms. Kimberly Yang, to you, and then we'll be happy to take questions, and also questions for the earlier presentation.
Hello. Yeah, Hong Kong is not part of this 1+1 sweet deal. We're talking about mainland China. Yeah. Then, whoa, okay, it's coming out. Does 1+1 sweet deal include Japan? Okay, it's exclusive to Southeast Asia and China. So no Japan. Minimum GPA requirement, is this for exchange? Okay, if it's for exchange, it's really dependent on the university you apply to. So there is a base cap of 3. That's the minimum to apply. But if the partner university requires you like a higher GPA, like 4.2 or something like that, then you have to meet that 4.2. There are no interviews for SEP, student exchange. But for NOC, there is interviews. Yeah, why you want to take the how many internships is good?
Where is it? Oh, sorry. Okay, there's a question of how many internships is good. A very quick answer. There isn't a hard or fast rule about how many internships should you take. We do have students who start doing their internship as early as the end of their first year. Okay, so that means during the summer vacation, end of first year. So if you are someone who is very motivated, very driven, and you would like to gain different kinds of exposure, experience, then you may want to make use of every summer vacation to try out internships. And if that would probably adds up to at least 3, for that matter, okay. Of course, there are people who only do 1 or 2, so it really depends on your own planning.
Okay, all opportunities are from Sem 4 onwards. For the exchange program, it differs. So the overseas exchange program is SEM 4. Local exchange, you can go a bit earlier, but because we give priority to your seniors, so most of the time it's like later, like year 3 or yeah. And then for like NOC and things like that, those you need to check with NOC how early you can go. How do you map courses? Yeah, so for module mapping, there are some departments that comes up with a list of previously approved mappings, so you can consult that. But generally, the policy is that as long as it's academic enough, as long as it's related to a discipline in NUS, generally it's mappable. Yes, you can take non-English courses. We have students taking courses in Mandarin in China, and French courses also. Yeah, but you need to know you must have the proficiency they require. Yeah, so just to add on the GPA, right? When we allocate, it's on demand and supply, because it's not that 100 of you want to go to Korea, I can send 100 of you, because in our partnerships we only have a certain limited number of slots. So yeah, so it does fluctuate a bit. Yeah, so for the courses you read overseas, they are transferred on an overseas grade, which does not affect your GPA. Yeah, yeah, for your major courses and things like that. Yeah, one more. Okay, one more question. So we find okay, we will do the last one on the insurance coverage. There is NUS insurance coverage, and sometimes the partner university may ask you to apply to purchase their own insurance too. So yeah, if you get into a situation, there is some kind of claims available, but of course the insurance company must be agreeable to your claims.
Okay, thanks so much, Wai and Prof. Seng, and Kimberly too.
Hello, and I can see some of you on the edge of your seat, not because you're waiting for me to speak, but because you want to bounce out of this LT already. So, but I will tell you that you should sit, because I have exclusive merch for your very limited time of the 15 minutes that you'll be listening to me. Okay? Especially the first row that is so excited to already be on your toes to boom, get out of this place. Efficiency and effectiveness is completely different. If you want to have an effective student life, it is best for you to stay here for the next 15 minutes, right? And hello to all of you. Hi, I'm VJ, and I'm a student Reynolds manager here at NUS. But more than that, I am your FASS senior. This is my first lecture here was sitting there, and LT9 as well, seated there for my social work lecture. I've seated in LT9, I've taken my social work lecture, my pol science lecture, and also my SOCI lecture as well. And some uncomfortable side lectures too. So I'm here, right, to really help you to get through the rest of the 4 years. Yes, I can see you're ready to bounce, but don't bounce so fast, yeah? Okay? So here, we're really going to try to tell you that, hey, there is definitely more than everything that you just heard. Everything that you just heard, yes, that is a core part of what your university life is going to be. Why? Because those things are the things that you can put on your LinkedIn, isn't it? Right? But no, the other parts that you can't put is just equally as important. Please don't burn out before you even start your academic career. I can already see that on some of you. Yeah? Okay? So once again, my name is VJ. I'm a student Reynolds manager here at OSA. Okay? And you can definitely reach out to me and my team. Okay, so let me ask you guys, and much, okay, what do you think are the top 3 stresses faced by NUS students today? No wrong answers, I would say, unless you say, oh, I cannot go Korea and see Jin because, oh my God, cannot go for SCP there. Anybody? Because your bravery and courage will definitely be rewarded. Eh? You know what? I will ask the person checking his watch. What do you think is a stressor? Being put on the spot, probably. But what else could be a possible stressor? Because I saw you taking a lot of notes just now.
I'll say academics, workload.
Academic workload, okay. Let me ask your friend, because he's really, really, really ready to bounce, you know, right at the corner of the seat.
Relationship issues.
Relationship issues. Why? 2 years in camp, don't know how to come back and talk to girl, right? I told you already, right? Don't bounce so fast, correct? Yeah. Anybody else? How about you, M&Ms? Never mind, no wrong answer, I tell you already.
Time management.
Time management. Oh, sorry, I hold on to the limited editionals. Yes, let me pass it out first. Pass it out. You can help your. Oh wait, wait. I got a special one for you. It says make time for meaningful connections. Yes. May you remember this for your time here, NUS. Okay? Yes. And then for your friend here, think twice before overloading. Okay? Okay? So, you know, a lot of things that you say is very, very, very true, because let me tell you what are the top 3 stresses. The top 3 stresses are everything that you were sitting through here just now and trying to take lots of notes for. Number 1, academics, definitely. CourseReg lah, module bidding lah. Maybe I should go all week, then I can bid together with everybody lah. Huh? Or your career, all right? How many internships should I have? What's the minimum? Should I already have started, right? And of course, group project. If you cannot have Sangchi in your group project, how's ya? Right? But these are very real things. And these are the top 3 things that definitely that you have already heard about just now, right? But definitely relationships, time management, financial strain, about thinking about going overseas, exchange and all these kind of things, relationship with your parents, housing issues, these are all things as well. Yeah? Oh, that one you all see already, right? Okay, never mind. Wait, okay, let me give you some mental health stats, okay? If you were paying attention to the screen, you will have the answer already, okay? How many % do you think here in NUS actually experience anxiety symptoms? I saw you raise your hand already. Ready? I means you were paying attention. Come, the girl behind the MMN. Yeah. Yes? What was it? Correct, because you were paying attention to the slides. How many pass? I've got cat for you. Now, pass to her. Huh? Right? 39. 39, that's 2 in 5, isn't it? 2 in 5 means in a row here, a full row, well, I got no full row, this is a bit sad. Say in the 3rd row, almost full row. There might be 4 people there who are already might be experiencing anxiety symptoms. Don't worry, this is not targeting you. Okay? Yeah. Okay. The next one, how many % do you think experience depressive and symptoms of depression? Also very kind one, no wrong answer. Yeah. Only bravery will always be rewarded. Ayo, suddenly very, very down. Okay. Come. Unfortunately, I will like to choose people because, don't look down, don't look down. What do you think? What do you think it is? What percentage?
For what?
For number of students in NUS who report having depression symptoms.
30.
30? Okay, let's check it out later. Anybody want to beat her answer? Oh, you there. 10. Wow, 1 in 10. Yeah, can I? Okay, no. Okay, come. You want the cat, right? Yeah, how many pass her the cat all the way behind there? Okay. The answer is actually very close. 29%. Oh, 1 in 3. Dum dum. Is it you or me? Look next to you, the 2 people. now. Yeah, I know I make light of this, right? Saying like, oh, on this row, maybe there's 4 of these. Or on this row, beside me, next to me, is it you? Is it me? Who is it going to be? But it's not true. It's actually, the truth is very, very, very prevalent here in NUS, isn't it? And here, if you're looking at anything, this is about symptoms, not the condition itself. Right? So these are symptoms that are more real than anything, but more than that, it is very, very, very much part of, unfortunately, our NUS life. And you may not be the lucky one or unlucky one, but you may actually know someone who might be struggling as well. So for all those people who already bounced before this, too bad for them. But you can be a good friend, definitely. Because they might be in these numbers, you never know. Yeah? Okay? Well, suddenly you're very, okay, Ken, yeah. True or false? We either have mental health or we don't. I'll get someone from the back. Get someone from the back. Yes, you! False! Either have or don't have. I think so. Yeah. Correct. Why? What do we have then? Correct. Everybody have. And also, more than that, it's a continuum. And very hard for me to throw without hurting the people in between. You come later, okay? Mental health is a continuum, okay? If you look at this side, it's really a self-care and support social job. It's healthy coping. It's about reacting. I'm not trying to tell you that something bad happened to you. This woman so mean go and put me on the spot. Then you cannot react. No, you can react. But at the same time, it's how do you respond in these moments, correct? But sometimes things do get not so good already. And that's when you really require a bit more professional care, right? And before it moves even further to mental illness, because sometimes it's really much about a bigger struggle after that, right? So where can we get that care? And including you guys who are sitting here, you're also very important, not just for yourself, for the people around you, because social support zone includes the people around people. People around people, yeah, correct. Okay, later you're thinking, wow, cannot speak English, probably how to graduate from FASS. Okay, yeah. But next question, okay? If you're really, really, really stressed out, okay, by chronic stress and mental health conditions, what do you think you can do here in NUS? Oh no, not in NUS, in everyday life. Anybody want to make anybody tell me your stress coping strategy? Let me ask a dude, because FASS got very few. Yes, dude. Sleep. You come down later, huh? Okay, can. Yeah. Sleep. Good point. Let me ask the people here, how many of you, I'm considering that this is the summertime and before you even start your academic career, how many of you have 6 or more hours of sleep yesterday? So the rest of you have or don't have? Don't have? Is it? You know what? Unfortunately, the statistics here in NUS is 1 in 4 students don't get even 6 hours of sleep. And I really think that is underreported. And I would like to say that this is actually quite culture-wide. I think that the NUS staff also have this issue too. Ask me how much did I sleep yesterday. 4.5 hours, not great, man. I'm also learning because I'm a product from this school also. But yeah, no, but the truth is that that is a real thing that we are trying to change here in NUS as a culture as well. Okay, because exactly like dude at the top there, sleep is very important because that's one of the Fit Stop principles that we want to let you know. Sleep is important, having time out is important, interaction is important, having personal skills and a toolbox of it is important. Eating well is important, being on the move is important, and purpose. Like, what are you talking, VJ? Never mind, don't listen to me, listen to Taylor. You all know who Taylor is? Got no time to buy a concert ticket, I bring her to you. Hey, much rude, she cannot hear. Eh? Taylor is awfully silent today. But it's okay. You can at least look at Taylor and I'll narrate it to you, okay? But Taylor is actually available online as well. But really what Taylor is trying to tell you is that there are many different things that you can do here in NUS, okay? And in your first year, especially your first semester, when you're trying to make sense of it all, try to take time for yourself too. Yeah, I know just now they talk about your FASS rec and those are important things as well. Including all the very like, oh, should I just go for this? Should I go for that? Just try. Try one. You know, I want to say, but then I remember I'm a staff, I cannot say. Yeah, okay. So we do have 7 pit stop principles, and she's trying to tell you now. Personal skills, which include, Taylor, fall asleep in class. Okay, yeah, interaction. And I hope that this is one of the important things that you actually have here. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday I truly nearly got whacked by the ultimate frisbee yesterday at Utown Green. Please watch out for that. Taking time out for yourself. Even if it's you're watching Netflix and you're watching K-pop Demon Hunters, it is okay. Okay? Sleep. Sleep is so important because sometimes it's the best medicine of it all. Thoughtful eating. I would like to be a better advocate for that, but I'm not a very good example. Okay? But you should be. Don't skip your meals. I think that's one of the things that happen here when we are in NUS. Okay? On the move. Other than running for A1, A2, DU21, D2, try to do something else. Utown Gym, very packed. And the last one, having purpose. Having purpose is so important because if not, what gives you direction for these 4 years here? Is your 4 years with direction of like, I'm going to get a job or what is my life going to be after this? Yeah? And the last thing, she's telling you about pit stop. And lucky you, pit stop is the only place in NUS where you cannot study in. Because all you need to do is chill. Chill, whether in a massage chair or whether it's talking to a peer student supporter or a wellness staff. Okay? And here in NUS, we really do have a whole slew of support systems for you to engage with at any one time. And for your friends as well. They may not be here today with you here, but if you ever see them struggling, please let them know that these are here for them. Okay? This Taylor is such a letdown today, but let's go to the next one, right? So there was a lot of things that was there already, okay? But I'm very sure that you have already your Universe app because if you don't have it, you need it now because number 1, you will see all your modules, things there. Number 2, you will get your exam results there. And number 3, okay? Highly important is also if you need support, there's a peer student support app down here that is not powered by ChatGPT or any other chatbots, but real peer student supporters who will be speaking to you if you require their support. So it's like this happens during the semester. During the semester, you really feel that, hey, actually, maybe I cannot talk to somebody else, and you don't feel comfortable talking in real life, you can use the app. Okay, and we have a pit stop widget as well. And in this pit stop widget, everything that we shared with you just before this are there too to help you say, maybe I want to try something, but what can I do? Yeah? Okay, so we are always online during the school period, okay? But if you click in right now, it will buzz my phone, but it's okay. But it is always open during semester period. And you will be talking to a real person. It's not ChatGPT, it's not, and it's also not, how would I say, this is not a lifeline support, but it is more of, hey, I think I need a little bit of help today. Yeah? Okay? And if you cannot remember everything that I've shared with you, when you go to the Pit Stop app, okay, and you really feel like you need to seek support, or for your friends who need to seek support, we have a tab here that says Seeking Help, and it will link you all the way to the Student Support Directory. Yeah? And there you will be able to find a comprehensive list of people that you can reach out to. Okay? And for your friends to reach out to as well. Okay, so here in NUS, you're really not alone. And later, even my colleague from NCU will be speaking to you as well. Okay, right? This is very important because you might think you don't need it, but you never know who around you might. Okay? So who are we? We actually the NUS. Okay, like who am I, huh? Oh my God, I'm wearing the same shirt. I have other clothing. Okay, yeah. Okay, we are the NUS Student Wellness Team. Okay. We are both student wellness managers and residential wellness managers. So if some of you are living in the hostels, you have wellness managers there in your hostels as well. All of us are mental health professionals with a background in counseling, social work, or psychology or nursing. And unfortunately, we really know your feelings and what you go through because we also come out from the same system. Yeah? Okay, and we are always a friendly face for you to come and chat with us here in NUS. Okay? And you can come find us, not only online through our email, but we are also here at Pit Stop at UTown. Okay, there are massage chairs there. There's currently 3. There is a lot of board games, and there is the karaoke machine and switch as well. So it's all there for you. Ooh, I got somebody's attention here. Ooh, karaoke machine. Don't need to go Teo Heng, correct? Yeah, okay. But we're open Monday to Friday, 1 to 5. So 1 to 5, 1 to 5, right? And I was telling you about the peer student supporters, and they are just like you. They are students. They are not students who only are psychology grads or psychology students. They are students from every faculty who actually take a module, a 4MC module, called Peer Supporting Peer. And we are still accepting people who would like to sign up, just saying hint. Yeah, but that's the truth. Like, these are students who are really, really inclined to want to support their peers while they are here in NUS, and we want to help them to do that as well. Yeah, so they're here to train them to be a good listening ear, and also for them to be able to design the programs that they want to do here while they are here. So they may not be from psychology, they might not be from social work, they might not even be from FASS. I have students from computer engineering, I have students from quantitative finance. Yeah, but then they really want to be there for their peers as well. Yeah, and this is a program that we open to all undergrads. Okay, to take this module with us. Okay, in this 4MC module, they will be qualified as NUS PSS. Okay, so you can find out more about them, okay, on Instagram and Telegram, and also you can find them as well at Pit Stop at UTown. Okay, 1 to 5. And if you can see, even Chan Chun Sing super happy to see our PSS. Yeah, you know why? Because we were telling him, sir, you also need some sleep. So we gave him the Pit Stop pill. Yeah, okay. So more than that, like I was telling you, what can I do? Especially in your first semester, this is the most fun part because you try anything like a buffet. One of the things that you will definitely have is NUS 1's Wednesday Dabble and Discover workshops. As you can see here, there is playing with pet therapy, okay? We bring puppies and kittens down to give you unconditional love that apparently nobody else can during semester time. Huh? Yeah, we go for Zumba, we go for craft workshops, resin workshops as well. Okay, so please look out for them. And if you really want first dips on them, please scan this QR code because everything will be there. And in October, you will know even more because you will have wellness fest and you will have even more activities for you. Okay, so once again, just now when we talk about Pit Stop, it's really not another student lounge. I keep saying about YIH, but the truth is here at FASS, you also have one because you are very lucky to have one of the newest pit stops here in NUS. Yeah, not every faculty have them, but you have them. But you cannot study in them because if you study in them, you will be kicked out. But if you want to study, you should just walk 10 steps to the computer room opposite the pit stop to study. Huh? Okay? But really, most of them have the same things, like, you know, whether there is the massage chair and whatnot, it's all over there. Okay? And last but not least, we have a newest one that's going to open at YIH, okay? And we are very excited for you to join us for that when it finally opens this year, this semester, okay? So connect with us. And like I said just now, if you have any questions or you feel really very stressed out already, burnt out before you even start, just write to us. Especially if you have questions about your modules, whether you feel like I really cannot cope now, or you want to take the DYOC module as well, just write to us. All right? Ken? And that's really all for me already, and I will go and give out the merch that I owe the people behind. Okay? Thank you very much. And then once again, I'm BJ from Student Wellness. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Vijay. Oh, okay. I mean, as much as we hope that you are able to stay, we'd be grateful if you could stay, but okay, it's also very close to lunchtime. We understand. But okay, right. So next up, we have Natalie, who is from the NUS Care Unit, who's going to talk a little bit about what NUS Care Unit does, and also about security and safety on campus. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a video I'll play. So there are a lot of videos. Oh, okay, okay, so have a nice day, those who are leaving, and for those who are staying here, I just need 10 minutes. Promise to be quite quick. I also need your cooperation to listen, and we'll try to complete. But after me, then I just saw my colleague as well. Thank you. Okay, so that was a very interesting presentation by Vijay. My name is Natalie. I'm a care manager at NUS Care Unit, or NCU for short. I'll tell you a little bit what we do, so that if you do need assistance or someone you know who need assistance, you can point them to us. Okay, let's go. Okay. Let me see if there's the first slide is a little video. Oh, thank you. I shall move nearer. If there's no sound, I think
the next 4 years have to offer.
I have to summarize or ask you to act
one
out.
One of these 4 women will join a sorority. One will live at home and commute to class. One will aspire to... Imagine 4 high school friends entering college, excited about the opportunities the next 4 years have to offer. During their time in college, one of these 4 women will join a sorority. One will live at home and commute to class. One will aspire to get a PhD. One will study abroad. And, unfortunately, before they graduate, 1 in 4 will be sexually assaulted. Sexual assault is any type of sexual contact or behavior that occurs without affirmative consent. Affirmative consent is voluntary, enthusiastic, continuous, and communicative. Sexual assault and rape are far too prevalent at college campuses. 1 out of 16 men and 1 out of 4 women are sexually assaulted while in college. People of color, people with disabilities, and people who are LGBTQ experience higher rates of sexual assault and rape.
Okay, so I hope the statistic doesn't scare you. Okay, it is a stat from the US universities, but we just adopted that as well to show you the rising trend. And some of us may be familiar with Me Too movement and podcasts and posts that talk about such incidents. So unfortunately, it is quite rampant. They say 1 in, how many? 1 in 16? 1 in 4? Yeah, I think good in math. Good in stats. I'm not. Okay, so yeah, so this is just to show you that anyone can be a victim, unfortunately, regardless of the gender, the sexual orientation, even the dressing, or yeah, our beliefs, and the clothes that we wear also. Okay. Oops.
Imagine 4.
Okay, I won't let you watch that again. Okay, thankfully. Okay, so this is just a very simple org chart. Okay, maybe just to introduce my immediate boss is Associate Prof. Sandy Lim. She is also a lecturer, a prof in Department of Psychology. So for some of you who take the course, you might see her. So in my team, there's care team, like my care manager like myself. We work directly with victims of sexual misconduct. And the other side are my colleagues from research side and programs. So we are supported by a panel of experts also from law, from social work, and from medicine and psychiatry. Okay, so these are our services. So what do we do? Okay, so when we receive a referral or someone call us or an email to say that they need help or someone they know need help, what we will do is we'll find out, first of all, are they safe? Do we need to go down to where they are? Or we want to just check how they are feeling and what do we need to bring resources to them. Like just now, Vijay shared a lot of resources we have in the NUS. So the incident, the nature and the conduct, all that is, the facts are confidential. Okay, and we do not share that without the victim's consent. But we do want to try to find support also with the client's consent. So we are the only ones in the unit, in fact in the university, who can accompany the victim throughout the investigation. This is in CES, which is the investigative unit in NUS. Sometimes we get to go to police station, the court, or medical facilities if they need to do checkup tests, forensic tests. So we can accompany them. Of course, in the police station, it's not our department, so to speak, so we cannot insist to go. We can ask, the client can ask, so we can or we may not be able to go in. But in CES, in NUS, we definitely can go in. So while waiting for the results or the outcome of the case, sometimes victims make a report, right? They wonder what is the outcome, and this takes time also. So we also accompany the victim to listen to the disciplinary hearings and also the outcome, the delivery outcome. What happens? What is the result of the case that they have lodged a complaint against? What happens to them? Or more importantly, what happens to the perpetrator, whom we call a respondent here? So throughout the academic journey, we support our students. We are the POC, the person in contact for in NUS, whether it's with the faculty or with the police, with the CES side. So we are the main person to communicate with our clients. Okay, so these are our values which we exemplify. Okay, so that's more for the what the care manager does. So my colleagues also do research and activities I've mentioned. Once in every 2 years, we have a campus climate survey. So these are for students to take part in to find out their perception, their experiences with sexual misconduct, and they do get a prize also if they enter the competition or the survey earlier. Okay, and we do different forms of outreach also, like orientation talks. Some of you, like now we're doing this, and we also share with staff as well. And we have In Conversation series, where we share about topics of interest. For example, what are some boundaries when they go for dating? What are some topics of interest that they can participate in? And we do invite people to come and share with them. Like this, the most recent one we had. So we had a few people to share. You might or you will recognize the lady in the middle. She's a prof here. I think you probably know her, Vijay. Yeah, Prof. Lee. Social work, yes. Okay, so I do have some of these collaterals or merchandise, but I don't have them with me. But you can look out for our activities and events next time, and you will get to have them, just like Vijay was handing them out. So one of our signature event is Damlin Day. So this is the one we had in April. So this is held on last Wednesday of the month. Yeah, so we had some activities in collaboration with you actually, and peer supporter side plus health and well-being side. So it's just an artwork to show the support to say no to sexual misconduct. So they show their solidarity to victims also. So through this event, Damlin Day, which is our signature event, held every year, we want to create the awareness that NUS is a safe campus for students, and we want to increase the awareness also to educate them on what is sexual misconduct and how do we prevent it, or how do we protect ourselves. Okay, so these are the ways you can reach out to us. You can take a picture, you can go to our website to find out more about us. So a walk-in service at UHC, University Health Center, the phone call away, an email, and a confidential help form. So these are the ways you can reach out to us. If you're not sure or you know a friend who is in need, you can just call us or accompany your friend to reach out to us. The incident may happen in NUS or may have happened outside NUS. It may have happened years ago. So that's okay. And you don't have to tell us all the details also. We are the ones who provide the support for you and information. Should a victim should you need to find out more about making a report or finding what are the resources that NUS has for you. Okay, so that's the teal, the seal. So the teal is the color to support sexual misconduct. Okay, so this is our website. You can find out more about our services and some FAQs and our Instagram. Okay, in case you need that again, it's NUS Care Unit. Okay, I think I've taken less than 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for staying till the end. We have come to the end of our talks. So right now what's happening is the FASS Welcome Showcase, which is happening along AS1 Walkway. So there'll be snacks, there'll be booths. Yeah, so just feel free to go there right now. So as you know, mentioned earlier, we have churros, fries, what else? Sandwiches. Yeah, so yeah, go ask your questions at the department booths as well. So yeah, have a good day. Thank you.